Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video, and this ties into my last video where I talked about music snobbery and elitism, and especially in the metal community. And this is going to fall over, but I'm going to broaden the subject a bit. And honestly, I'm surprised there aren't more videos about this on YouTube, or really any videos that I could find on YouTube about this. If you know one, please let me know in the comments below. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be talking about actual objective quality in music versus subjective quality. Is it measurable? Is it possible? Can it be measured? Is there such a thing as good, objectively good music and objectively bad music, right? I'm going to argue yes, there is, for a number of reasons. I'm going to cover music in the first part of this video. Then I'm going to kind of cut away and I'm going to do some examples of visual art. And then I'm going to come back with, a brief discussion about other art forms and some kind of overall conclusions. So let's dive right into this. Now, I'm going to start off by showing off some of the most critically acclaimed metal releases ever made, as well as one of the greatest classic rock releases ever made, or progressive rock, whatever you want to call it. So this here, masterpiece, right? No doubt a landmark album. Black Sabbath's self-titled debut, right? Another masterpiece, widely seen as a masterpiece. And another masterpiece, right? Got three of them all together here. So here's the thing about these albums. Can we really say, out of these three, objectively, which one is the best? Objectively, there is some difference between them. For example, you could make an argument that Dave Mustaine, objectively, is the worst vocalist of the three. That he's not as good of a singer as Ozzy or James Hetfield. You could make that argument, and I think it would be correct. But you could also make the argument, and I think it would be correct, that this album had the best sound quality, the best production, and the most technical guitar parts out of these three. So it has one deficiency, but again, there's two other places where it excels, in my opinion, beyond these two albums. Now, what could you say is the best about this album? Well, you could say maybe it has maybe the best overall feel, or the widest reach, or whatever. I don't know, though. I mean, this obviously kickstarted heavy metal, right? This is the first metal album ever, so its reach is even bigger than this one, right? So again, but objectively, you could say the production on this is nowhere near as good as on the other two albums, and that would be correct. But again, objectively, it's really hard to say that any of these three albums are inferior to each other, right? It's difficult. Honestly, if not downright impossible to say, in my opinion, that any of these albums overall is better, even though there are certain objective things we can measure about these albums and compare them to each other. Can we objectively say one is better than the other? I'm going to say no. Subjectively, I'm sure everybody's going to have their favorite out of these three. For me, it would be really hard to pick a favorite. Really hard to pick a favorite. I don't know which one's my favorite. Maybe shit, I don't know. All three. I love them pretty equally. Now, let's jump into a related genre here, right? Now we're going to look at these two albums. Obviously, this is hard rock, close to metal, not quite metal, but an absolute masterpiece, right? And this, again, classic rock, an absolute masterpiece. Which one's better? Again, this is, yeah, right? They're both masterpieces for different reasons, right? Obviously, different styles of music. And are any of these albums better than these? This is the whole subjective versus objective argument. Objectively, it's really hard to say that any of these albums is inferior to any of the other albums, right? Those are all absolute masterpieces. But now we're going to get into objective things. And first, I'm going to pick on, these are two things from my own collection, right? Objectively, are these worse than what I've shown off? Yeah. Objectively, these are much worse. And of course, I'm going to pick on my wife's music collection a little bit. Subjectively, this is like nails on a chalkboard for me. Both of these releases, absolute trash. Subjectively to me, right? Objectively, though, are these better really objectively? On an objective level, is this any higher of a level? Maybe not. That might just be subjective, but objectively, these do not compare to these. They're not even in the same ballpark. And why is that? Why objectively are those things I showed off worse than the other things? How can that be measured? Why objectively do I know this is good music and objectively I know this is bad music? Right? Or I know some people probably really love this, so to the Extreme Static X fans out there or whatever, I know it's not good. I like this. This is in my collection. Okay? I like this. So just because I call it bad music doesn't mean I don't like it. I know, stupid, right? But it's true. This is another example of bad music that I like. Again, I'm not saying this is actually good. I know it's really not. And why is this? Well, you could say that music can be objectively measured quality-wise by its various characteristics. You know, how is it composed? How complicated is it? How good is the performance? You know, how is it a defining work? How original is it? There's a whole number of objective things that you can use to measure how good music is, just like other art forms. So I would argue that as far as music goes, it most certainly can be measured objectively. In my opinion, and yes, in my opinion, there is most certainly good music, and most certainly there is bad music. Yes, objectively, not just subjectively, objectively. I would say that is a measurable thing that we can look at and measure by composition and just a number of other factors. It's just a fact of life, and lots and lots of people like bad music, but such is life. So anyway, I'm kind of done making my point about music. I am now going to switch gears here. We're going to go to the visual arts, and yeah, see you guys in about a second. Okay, guys, here we are in the visual demonstration of this wonderful video where we're going to demonstrate visual art objectively measured. Now, I'm going to start this off by showing off a top secret Jackson Pollock piece of art that I have. Very rare. I think it's valued at about $15 million. But I'll tell you what, if you guys send me a message, private message, I'll let this thing go just for like $100. It's amazing what you're going to get for the money. I'm going to show it off right now, guys. Check this shit out. Tell me this doesn't blow your fucking minds right here. This is an extremely evocative piece of art. And, you know, since it's a Jackson Pollock piece, you just know it's awesome and good, right? It's either that or it's a Bald Metal Nerd original that was created in approximately 15 seconds by, you know, drawing some bullshit scribbles and dots on a post-it note. But if art is all subjective, then this could be worth millions of dollars to the right buyer, right? Or it's worth absolutely nothing. What is it? What is it? Right? Now, ask yourself, is this art in any measurable way? Honestly, is this art? If you answered no, okay, it's not art. If you answer no, this is not art, then if this is not art, then why would this be considered art? Right? Or this. Now, granted, this is something my 6-year-old could do. It looks like basically random splotches on a canvas, maybe with some sections filled in with yellow. So lovely. It's definitely worth whatever the asking price is for this wonderful, wonderful piece. Or this, some random paint strokes made on a canvas of different colors. Yeah, I can see somewhat of a pattern. It looks a little bit like a tornado to me or something. A multicolored tornado, but I certainly don't find it all that objectively good. I don't think either one of these things is objectively good. Now, to be fair, this is artistic, this piece here. This is just a Google image search I did for modern art. Some of it is actually quite beautiful, but a lot of it is just, yeah, this is something my, if I can point to the right direction on the screen, this is something my 14-year-old could do. Right? It's not impressive to me in the least. Now, some of this stuff is quite good here. Let's see. I like this image here. You guys can't really see it because my head's in the way here. Let me shrink myself a little bit. Shrink. Oh, no, I'm just moving. I'm shrinking. Okay. This piece here, I like. Let's go ahead and, yeah. I mean, the piece here in the corner, this is nice. Great piece here. Let's see what else. This is okay, but it looks like bad CGI to me. It's artistic, but not of high quality. This is, you know, this is nice. A black canvas, boy, that's a great piece of art. Definitely worth being in a museum setting. Right? Yeah, I mean, this is nice. I mean, it's in the Impressionist style, so yeah, there's artistic merit in that, I think. It's quite lovely, actually. Blank canvases, now, those are some fucking awesome pieces of art right there. So anyway, you get the idea here. Modern art varies wildly in quality, but some of the bullshit that is passed off as art, in my opinion, is just objectively terrible stuff that a preschooler could create. No real quality to it whatsoever. Now, guys, I have to show you guys something else now. Here, I'm going to show you guys, you know, since art is all subjective, I'm going to show you guys, and don't get too excited when I show you this. This is going to be a representation of the nude female form, right? So, whoo-hoo, yeah. Don't get too excited on this one, guys. You know, keep control of yourself. Now, this is another Bald Metal Nerd original, probably valued at $30 million. But if you act today, again, $100. What a bargain, right? I'll show this thing off now. Now, just don't try not to all pop one on me, right? Yeah. Jump, chow, chow, wow, wow, bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow. I know. The girl of your dreams, right? Right here. I know. Amazing. I even gave her asymmetrical tits. It's great. Okay. So, yeah. Now, if all art is subjective, what's better? Let's see. See if I can shrink myself again. There we go. Are you telling me that the Mona Lisa is a better representation of a woman than this wonderful masterpiece? Pshaw. Pshaw, I say. Or if, The Birth of Venus by Botticelli is better than this. I think not, since art's all just an opinion and subjective. All right, guys, I think I've proven pretty much beyond the shadow of a doubt here that visually art is very easily measured objectively based on, execution of the art. How closely does it resemble what it actually is supposed to be depicting? And other technical things can be measured by that. And now, granted, there can be some liberties taken with art, like the Impressionist style art, but it still is representative of something, But just random, this is art, really? Tell me how the hell this is art. Technically, I guess this could be considered art, technically, since it is representative of something. But objectively, it's horrible. It's just not good at all. So, yeah, anyway, that pretty much wraps up the visual demonstration. So, I'll be back, guys, with some conclusions and a few other things. So, see you in about 1 second. All right, guys, we have basically evaluated both the audio arts. Of course, music is what we started out with. Then we moved on to visual arts. And so far, I think I've proven, in my opinion, pretty conclusively that art is most definitely measurable subjectively. Let's talk about a few other art forms real fast off the cuff. Movies. Can the quality of a film be measured objectively? Yeah, I'd say so. Think of a film like, Casablanca, probably one of the best movies ever made, and compare that to, say, Sharknado, right? Which movie's better? Yeah, obviously Casablanca is going to be a much better film. It's not even close. That's an easy example. Television. Let's see. Let's compare, say, The Sopranos, right? One of the best TV shows ever made, to any given reality show. Obviously, the Sopranos is going to be better than anything that's ever been on reality TV ever. Or, if we go with a scripted show, The Sopranos is going to be better than some bad TV that I actually enjoy. I enjoy some bad television. I enjoy The Big Bang Theory and The Goldbergs. I know neither one of those shows is objectively very good, but again, I like some bad art. I think it's okay to like some. Just don't. But if you say, so basically, the question boils down to, is it all just subjective in an opinion? I don't think so. Art can most definitely be measured objectively. you know, and it's very easy to measure quality in art, in my opinion. Um, so a lot of people would argue, you're just a stuffy establishment type. No, I would say no, because if you have no quality standards for art of any sort, then you have no quality ultimately. You will always have people who excel and perform at a high level and create really good art, but there also be a whole lot of crap too. And that's just kind of the way it's always been, probably the way it always will be, unfortunately. So anyway, I really want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. By the way, I will link a few videos that I found on YouTube that sort of relate to this, but not really, because I haven't found anything exactly like this. So, um, I'd like to maybe see if anybody else wants to make a video like this. Please do, and let me know if you make it. I'd really be interested in seeing it. And again, please let me know in the comments below what you think of this subject. Agree, disagree, if you think it's all in the eye of the beholder, or if there are objective things we can actually measure quality by. As always, I want to say thanks a million for watching. And if you did like what you see, please thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks a whole lot for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.